All right. Awesome.
Welcome to the Sleevy G Show. I'm your host for your most. My name is Gomez. I have a very special guest today, and I'm going to tell you, she's an Emmy nominated host, a true entrepreneur. Wow, I can't even say that right today, and also an amazing author. I like to bring in Lisa Marie Falbo. Lisa, how are you?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I am doing great. I've been excited about this interview for a long time because I've met through I was told by Cara DeFalco, Christina Bear, I should really talk to you. And what's kind of funny, our connection to is our daughters are
I love
in
it.
this is on the same team of Studio J over here in Montville dance team, which is great. So it was great finally meeting you face to face that day, even though it was a recital. But having you on the show means a lot to me because you've accomplished a lot.
Oh, well, thank you. That's very, very kind of you.
I
Thank you.
mean, if you look at your resume, first of all, you have Long Shot Productions, you have the media production, you have your book. You actually worked with some amazing people along the way, worked with WFAN and New York Giants Radio, which, hey, I'm jealous. There's a lot of things that you've accomplished since, I mean, graduating college in 2006. I mean, that's first of all amazing. I don't know how else to say it, but
Oh, well, you're too, and it's funny because like I feel like there's so much more to
Mhm,
accomplish. Like that's all great. And I
mhm,
think it's like like a literal sickness entrepreneurs have.
mhm,
It's like you're always chasing the next high, so to speak.
mhm.
Like you don't really bask in any sort of success. Like you just keep going and it's like on to the next.
I agree. As now a young show, now I'm going to be celebrating 2 years in January.
Oh,
Um,
congratulations.
Thank you, and this is huge. I'm also on my 100th episode coming out very shortly. There's so much going on, and I'm trying to get to that next level myself, like where you're at. You know what I mean? As a small entrepreneur, I guess I could say it's like I said, you've accomplished so much. You've been on TV. You have your show with Me TV on Channel 3 in here in this area, and you have the ONJ.com. That's how I started recognizing who you were as the owner and production too. You know what I mean? At the company, and you have your fellowship at Fairfield in New Jersey. By the way, guys, if no one knows, we're in New Jersey.
Yeah,
Um,
actually, we're not in Fairfield anymore. We're
oh,
in Nutley.
oh,
You
you're in
got
Nutley
even
now.
more
Okay.
Italian, if that's possible.
Eh, that's kind of hard to believe, especially you coming where I'm coming from in this area now. I'm learning from Pine Brook to East Hanover. The Italians are huge over here too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, but Nutley, all right, all right. So I retract that statement. But I remember seeing your first, for me, seeing you on TV for the first time dates back to one of my favorite shows growing up and watching was Cake Boss.
Oh, really? Oh, that is
Yes.
hysterical.
So
That was a good time.
that reminds me of your best friend Daniela coming on to talking to Buddy and asking her to make up a breakup cake, which I'd never heard of.
Yes, neither had
And
I.
and it was amazing what she did for you, and so did Buddy. So I mean, it was an unbelievable cake. I loved every minute of that.
I did too. I mean, when I tell you, look, reality TV is
Mhm.
not, as we all know, I think by now, it's not totally off script. So
Right.
I knew what I was going into.
Hmm.
Um, I knew the premise, but what I didn't know was the cake, what it was going
Yeah.
to look like. And I remember, and this is going back to 2011.
Yeah.
We were in Hoboken, filming at a lounge, and I was with some of my best friends, and it was a Friday afternoon, and they kept feeding us martinis because Buddy was late. He was held up at the dentist. So we were feeling pretty good when that cake finally came. But when they delivered it, I was just like, oh my God. Like that reaction was so genuine because I'm like, this is going to be on international TV,
Yeah.
the cake boss. That was the height of all of that. And when I saw my likeness kicking my ex down a three-tier wedding cake split
Yep.
down the middle, I mean, you can't get better than that. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, you can't.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my. It is kind of funny that you're on it, but one of my favorite episodes watching too. I mean, he's made some amazing cakes, but
Yeah.
yours was probably in the top three because I've never seen anything like that.
Listen, and if you knew the backstory, which I will not tell
No,
ever,
no, 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 no.
it's
I get
hidden
it.
in my vault. If you knew the backstory, you would love it even more, I have to say, because there is such a backstory to that.
I could
But
only imagine, but that's for
yes,
you only to know,
that
not
is
for my
yes. But
business.
it was just epic and amazing. And I can't thank Buddy enough. It's so funny that that's the first time you saw me on TV. I love that.
Well, because I was so, and I'll age myself here. I'm turning 45 this year. So you're talking about, many years ago now. You know what I mean? It feels like forever. But, that's how I start noticing like Christina Bear, Cara DeFalco, and Christina jumping on News 12, Channel 11. And I'm like, wow, she's an amazing, news anchor. And she jumps between that. And then I started seeing you and I'm like, okay, she's got something going on too. And this is before I met them. I
Yeah.
started following you, and I'm like, wow, she's got a good personality. She's amazing. She's a mom. She's married. There's a lot of things that you have done, and starting your own production company too, Long Shot Productions.
Yeah, it's funny because you bring up, I mean, Christina and Cara. I mean, they're such talents and how they've risen through the ranks over the years, at News 12 and then, beyond. It's funny because my path is so unconventional. I worked in a newsroom when I was in college. I
Mhm.
interned at My Nine News. The building's not even there anymore.
Oh, and Secaucus.
And yeah, and because I wanted to be on television.
Mhm.
I started off in radio. You mentioned WFAN. So I interned there in college, ended up working there part-time while I was still in school. And that carried over to the whole New York Giants radio network, producing for them for 16 seasons. I always say COVID and babies knocked
Yep.
me out of that, but I'm still in touch. I was at MetLife Stadium last night for an event with the Tom Coughlin J Fund. So awesome times. And I love radio, but TV was really my passion.
Mhm.
So my senior year of college at Montclair State, I interned at My Nine and I hated it. I hated it so much. I hated the new
Wow.
environment. It was such a wake up call because I wanted to be a sideline reporter. I
Mhm.
wanted to be like Erin Andrews, Pam Oliver. And like, I figured that's where I would have to start, like in a newsroom and then work my way up. Hated everything. I hated the vibe. I hated the environment, the negativity. I mean, I worked with great people I still keep in touch with to this day, but you were just so pigeonholed in your one job. And at the fan, I was exposed to everything. I started off in marketing and promotions. I would assist sales. I then went into production. I would do voiceover work. I mean, I was exposed to literally every department, which was awesome. And on My Nine, I was like, no, you sit there, you don't move, you don't check your social media, and you just log games. And I'm like, oh, this sucks. I'm never
Right.
gonna survive. So during that time, this was senior year of college. Also started being a production assistant for my professor, Steve
Mhm.
Adebato. So Steve, he has his own production company, the Caucus Educational Corporation. And at the time, he was producing shows for PBS,
Mhm.
NJN at the time, and CN8, the Comcast network. So I took an interviewing class with him. He took a liking to me, and I was hired as a PA. And I really enjoyed that experience much better than the newsroom because, again, I was exposed to a high chaos environment, wearing different hats, getting exposed to all different things. And that experience turned into my first full-time job in television, working for him a few months after I graduated college in '06. So I call that experience my paid master's program because
Mhm.
I learned everything about the business. And I really dug how Steve could still be creative, still do what he wanted to do, but had his own schedule, could move a meeting to go see his son's soccer game. And I mean, I was so far away from kids. I mean, God, I didn't even know if it was ever going to happen until like 8 years ago, but
Trust me, I
very
know.
far away from that. But when I saw that, I'm like, oh, like I could still do my thing and have a family potentially one day. So in 2009, it was my first job. I was getting a little sick of it. I just wanted something new. Um, Again, I'm not going to tell the Cake Boss story, but that was what led to that epic show.
Hmm.
So when that breakup happened, I figured if I got to start over personally, let me do it professionally. So it was Labor Day weekend. I broke up that situation and I decided to quit my job to start my
Wow.
production company with the full blessing of my parents. Thank God. My father is a business owner. So they're like, maybe this is the kick in the ass you needed. So I quit. And, a month and a half later, Long Shot Productions was incorporated and off to the races I went. And I wanted to do it because everything was going digital at that point.
Hmm.
YouTube was exploding. And I realized I didn't need a network like a My Nine to be on
Right.
camera, write, produce, be creative. And that really is what drove me to starting Long Shot.
And that's something like I remember a few years ago I got injured, and I'll even say this: I when I was in high school in Rutherford and St. Mary's, we had a class called Sound Technology. Taught us about radio, and then we did television the following year, my senior year, and that's where I got the bug. And I was told in by somebody that I will never make it. I'll never do it. So my dreams got shot down at a young age at 19, and I never pursued it. It wasn't until one of my best friends had a podcast and he invited me on. I'm like, wow, this is so much fun, like talking about things. And this is why I love what I do. And it's funny because a year and a half ago, my buddy, my best friend and I, we took a hiatus because his kids are older, my kids were younger, as you know already. So scheduling is always hard. So I said, "Hey, do you mind if I start my own show?" And he's like, "No, please." I know he was all about music and I was all about movies, video games. I had all these great things when it came to the music. And then I used to wear, well, I still do. Today is different because I'm at work. Um, I have my cutoff shirt, and that's where the Sleevey G became a thing. Then it became the name of the show. And for me, doing what I do, I love it because I get to meet people like you, Lisa, Christina, Kara, amazing people here in the state of New Jersey too. To hear how they started is such a great thing. Like for me, my dream is to be up there one day with you guys. To be
Oh,
honest with you, my dream is to be by the Giants, to even report on my show, to even be on a sideline to see the Giants play, or any sports figure, sports thing. That's where my dream is, and I'm now at that age of 44, and I'm chasing that dream that I think I have a long shot like your production team, but you know what? I keep grinding, I keep working, just like you do. Like I'm trying to find that next step where people actually are taking me seriously where I'm at. You know, what I mean, this is why I put a YouTube channel together. This is why I broadcast everywhere. You know, I might not have all the talents like some people. I might not have the look, but I have the passion and the desire of doing what I love. And when I got that bug of doing this, I said I want to be up there somehow. And I'm still working on it. I'm still doing it, and I'm still trying to make connections. I mean, I've met a lot of great people, a lot of record production companies, yourself, you know what I mean, that have worked has been helping me along the way. Like I follow your media because I see what you're doing. I watch, I don't watch your shows on Saturday, but I try to get them when I can because I'm seeing what you're doing. I'm learning from you, Christina, Kara, you guys, especially here in New Jersey. I watch sports centers and it gives me inspiration to just keep pushing myself harder and harder. And that's why, an opportunity to come to talk to you is amazing because local New Jersey, very well respected in a very hard area to work in when it's always male dominated, especially television, radio. So a lot of props to you.
thank you.
And
Yeah,
you also
yeah, good.
no, and you also wrote a book on top of it.
Yes.
And that's a lot that you did, Lisa, and that's something I could see how, as a my side saying, wow, I'm so proud to have you here. You know what I mean? Because you have accomplished a lot.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
And that's where like I hope one day I could be there saying, hey, yes, I interviewed Lisa and she helped you do this, you know what I mean, or get you
Oh,
somewhere, like, you know what I mean? But that's not what I'm here for. Like, I want to talk to you because that's the whole point. People need to see who you are because you are very professional. You are, and I gotta say, your team very professional with the email. I had a situation I had to postpone our interview in early September because I had a little health situation,
no.
which I'm correcting and getting better every day. And I can't thank, Lexi, and I'll mention her because she's been on
Saint
top of the
Lexi.
ball.
Oh,
Yeah,
she's an absolute angel. Yes.
she is. So I give her a lot of, email back and forth with you and her. It's been an amazing thing. You know what I mean? It's the connections that I like making with people because there might be sometimes like, hey, I remember when Alex kept emailing us and, maybe we could use them for something. You know what I mean? That's something I put out there because I want to be helpful just as like you're helpful for me coming on my show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I cherish those moments, and the thing is, I got to do have to ask, what was your inspiration on the book though?
Oh, all right. The book is 10 years later.
Hmm.
So it is about a girl who is a year away from her 10-year high school reunion and realizes she is nowhere in life where she wants to be. She still lives at home, a dead end job, no boyfriend. So she's like, that's it. I have 365 days to make my life correct and
Hmm.
walk into that reunion like a rock star. So you follow her on that journey.
And that actually sounds like a book I would actually read. I do have to get my hands on it. I'm not gonna lie because that's always something that is part of you, who you are.
Well, people have asked, is it you? Because the girl actually works at a sports talk radio
Hmm.
station. And the answer is she's not. I mean, obviously, I drew on experience, but in that chick lit world, the
Hmm.
girls are always in PR, or they're actresses, or
Hmm.
they're, uh, singers. And I just figured I wanted to stay in entertainment because that's what I knew, but I
Hmm.
wanted it to have a different spin because there's a lot, like you were mentioning before, it's so male dominated. So,
Hmm.
like, some of those themes come into play. And I just wanted to give a different spin on like the typical chick lit character. But Carla, she's the main character. She is not me.
Okay, well, that
She's
was gonna be
nobody,
my next.
actually. She's just
she's
taken to my
she's
imagine.
just she's just a perfect person that reflects you a little bit, but not you.
Not me. No,
So, I mean, and that's something again. It's to write a book and doing everything that you've been doing is just amazing. Like I don't even picture writing a book of my life, even writing a book about anybody else, which is an amazing feat. And then you also got the 2017 Best Author Award at an expo too, if I remember
yeah.
correctly.
Independent. Yeah. In New Jersey, the Independent Book Expo. Yeah. Which was awesome because, to be recognized for your writing, that's a whole new world, versus the
Hmm.
TV, what I'm used to and everything. So it was really cool. And I still push 10 years later. I still do book clubs and, around the holidays, I still do promotions and I still have a goal and a dream to have it turned into a movie one day because when I wrote it, it reads like that. It's very visual. I mean, that's what people say to me. It's a great beach read. It's a very quick read and it's so visually done. It's just right. It's just right for that. So that's a definite goal of mine because even though the book is 8 years old now, it's a theme that I think transcends time.
And that's something, I mean, a dream that can come true. I mean, if you think about your
Yeah.
path, Lisa,
Yeah, I
production.
have a few other dreams I have to accomplish that are
Hmm.
a little more immediate, a
Hmm.
little more closer. Obviously filmmaking and that whole world is so different.
Hmm.
No, people may not think so. It totally is. So
Oh, really is.
few more things I got to accomplish before maybe I really throw myself into that.
Well, I know if you do, I'll be 100% on board on that and definitely support you on that because I think you do have the talent. You have an eye for perfection on that. You would actually make a good director for that movie too. I could say
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
mean,
I would like to oversee it, like
yeah,
put the Hollywood people in the director's chair, but me to just oversee and
And
be part of the production in that way. That would be the ultimate.
and that would be a great goal because I'll tell you this, I know I'll be the first one to go out to go see it. I
You
mean,
be invited to the premiere. Of course, we do a big Jersey
hey,
splashing.
I'll definitely dress up correctly for that. You know what I mean? I'll definitely actually I would do a live for you too on my for my show.
Oh,
Because to be where you're at and to see people like you've talked to so many great sports figures, entertainers, television, movies. I mean, highlights of like Derek Jeter.
oh, well,
Oh,
that's the ultimate. I mean,
yeah.
that he is the ultimate. I mean, to top that, I'm not, well, I've met Kelly Clarkson. She's my favorite singer. I never have gotten to interview with her. That's
Mhm,
another dream, like, because she's got that whole talk show and she's
mhm.
fully into like that world. I mean, I would love to collaborate on that end with her. I mean, I can't sing, so definitely not in that way.
No, but
But
just
I
to be
think,
in,
but talking wise, that's pretty even. So.
I would I could see that, you know what I mean, as a talking show for you too, you know what I mean? Like, especially here in New Jersey, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
she's in New York now, and her music, even today, like she does the whole karaoke thing on her talk
Mhm,
show. I mean, her music is still the soundtrack of my life since day one, since American Idol it's been. And, to grow up with an
mhm.
artist like that and to have her stuff resonate for over 20 years, I mean, I think that's such a special aunt to have.
Yeah, and that's something I will say. I will tag her once the show comes out. So hopefully, we can make it something happen. You never know, you
Ah,
know what I mean? I
that'd be
mean, for me, I love football. I mean, I'm a huge New York Giants fan. I'm a huge New York Rangers fan. For me, the top everything, the two sports figures, I can tell you this, I would definitely be in shock and awe. It would be an Eli Manning and a Henrik Lundqvist for me. I mean, that's something I've would be a long shot dream, but it's a dream that I keep pushing, and it's something you never know it can happen.
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody last night. Like I said, I was at the stadium for the Tom Coughlin J Fund, and Eli is the only giant I've never interviewed. Like I've never done a red carpet. I mean, obviously he's around. He
Oh
loves
yeah.
Summit. I mean, we orbit in some of the same fields, I guess, but just the opportunity has never occurred. I mean, Phil Simms, I've interviewed, I mean, every like, old time giant. I
Hmm.
mean, so many of Eli's teammates, but he's like the only one that's still eluding me. And yeah. So I would
I
agree with you on
actually
that. That would be awesome. Just to meet
that
him, thank him, because I mean, you're never going to get Super Bowl memories like that. I mean,
nope.
that 2007, eight, just
The
you
big
can't even make
mistake.
that up. You
No, you really
cannot make that up.
no,
That we
and that's
were
something.
taking them down.
I mean, I had the pleasure of having one New York Giants over on the show, and I had Leonard Marshall.
Oh, he's
Uh,
great. Yeah.
he's unbelievable. So for me, to have a Super Bowl giant, and to talk to him and get his view of football and how he played and how it was the locker room when he was a rookie and things like that was just so amazing.
Yeah.
And my dream, I used to play football in high school. My dream was to be a giant and wear that helmet. And I was like, okay, when I hurt my knee, I knew that dream was done. So for
Yeah.
me, one day, to like I said, hopefully one day, I don't know how, but I'm shooting for the stars to get on that sideline to be there to report for my own show or work for somebody to be on there. You know what I mean? Like that's a dream of mine
Yeah.
to really be there for the team because that's something I love. I mean, I miss coaching football too, but I would love just I keep saying it's one shot, but that's what it takes.
Yeah. Of course.
And
By the way, I'm sorry if you see people walking
don't,
behind me. I am at the Hanover Manor in East Hanover. I mean, clearly the decor is still like 80s fabulous Guidette.
yep.
Tonight is the Morris County Columbus Day Parade dinner. So they were actually one of my first clients when I started
Mhm.
Long Shot. That's how I met Buddy, and that's what got the ball rolling with that whole
Nice.
episode. So tonight's the dinner. I'm just so happy to be, part of it. The parade keeps growing bigger and better, and that's why you see people walking
Yeah,
behind.
no, no, and
I'm
I
sorry.
totally, and no, no, it's fine because I respect that. I'm actually at work. That's why. I forgot my mic this morning, and I'm like, oh no, I forgot the mic
Um, it's all
because
good.
with like marriage and kids, you're waking up at 5 a.m. getting your day started, and and working with schedules is not easy, and that's something.
Not easy. Those mornings, because Liana, that's my daughter. So she's 3.5. She's in preschool. And I have soon to be 16-month-old, my son, Joey.
Yep, Joey.
Yeah,
Yes, I
yeah, he'll be
remember.
16 months. So, he's really not sleeping too well right now. So, it's really bad sleep. And then
Mm.
it's 90 minutes of chasing her, making sure she eats her breakfast, she's getting dressed, she runs around. So, like, by the time 9 o'clock rolls around, like, the day hasn't even started yet, but I'm exhausted. And listen, what I know and what I keep telling myself is it's all temporary. It's all
Yes.
temporary. And being a business owner so early in life prepared me for where I'm at now with
Hmm.
mother, because everything is fluid, schedules are always changing. You have to, sicknesses happen, babysitters
Yeah.
cancel, you have to have backups for the backups, and same thing with production and everything else. So I rely on my entrepreneurship experience in parenthood, which is funny and unexpected, but it's a
Yeah.
great time. And the kids, they're just so awesome. And I love bringing Liana, now that she's older,
Hmm.
with me to shoots, and she'll be at the parade with both kids will be at the parade with me on Sunday. And she takes a liking to it. And, she loves holding the microphone and she asks questions. And Joey, he's a little happy ham. I mean, he is ripe to be on camera one day, just because he just will go to anybody, talk to anybody, just wears a permanent smile on his face. He's just the cutest thing.
And that's a great. And I gotta say, you do have an amazing, beautiful family. I almost said husband too. Sorry. And you do have an
Yes,
amazing
Joe. And
husband.
and and to add to the chaos, Joe, my husband, he is a business owner too. So totally different. He's in
Right.
financial services. So he has his own wealth management firm out of
Okay.
New Providence. So, but I think that's why it works too, because we understand each other on every level. If he has a client situation or if I do, like, we bounce what to do off
Hmm.
each other. We celebrate each other's successes. We get each other through, like, the trials and tribulations. I mean, with finance and the stock market.
Yes.
No, he has to manage people's money. That's super stressful. That's like worse than being a doctor, I think, sometimes.
Yeah, it could be,
Um,
especially with other people's money. It's not
and
easy.
in this crazy volatile world that we live in now, through COVID, we were living in Jersey City at the time, and he was getting calls talking people off the ledge. Like, should I pull all my money out? Is the world ending? So it made my issues with, like, video work, being remote, like, pale in comparison.
Right.
But it's crazy and it's chaotic, but that understanding, I think, just helps um in so many ways that we have for each other.
And that's great. And I mean, I'm lucky that I have my wife. She's a school teacher. And with my two kids, my lovely daughter Isabella, she's working very hard in her dance.
Yeah.
It was so she goes she said, Dad, I don't want to play sports. Dance is it.
Yeah,
So I said, Sweetie, you chase your dreams. You know what I mean? I'm
exactly.
never. You want to be a dancer for life? I'm going to support it.
Yeah.
I have, Studio J has given her a foundation which has been amazing. That's okay, don't worry. Um, it's an amazing thing that they do over there at Studio J, and I gotta give that whole crew a lot of credit
Yeah.
because they do such great work. And
Well, shout out to Studio J. So I don't know if you know this, the studio owner, the J, Jessica
yep.
Malachi, she's my cousin. So her
Ah,
grandfather and my grandmother are brother and sister.
okay. See, now I was
Grandpa
trying.
Joe and my Grandma Rose. Yep, they're brother and sister. So we're second cousins. So we grew up with each other. We grew up down the street from each other. All I can say about Jessica is, genes are strong. Gene pools
Mhm.
are strong because she is a worker. So she owns
Yes.
the studio. She also works in the health field. She just grinds it out. And I mean, and I do too. And our entire
Yeah.
family. It's like we have a sickness. Like,
Mhm.
my grandfather unfortunately passed earlier this
Oh,
year in
I'm sorry
January.
to hear that.
Yeah, no, 95. Listen, anyone would sign up for his life. I mean, right, awesome right until the end,
Mhm.
live the life he wanted, big loving family, the whole nine. The one thing I said in his eulogy was, most people, like you hear, when you're on your deathbed, you don't remember the jobs or the work, you just remember your family, but not him.
You
He
remember?
was a union carpenter and he remembered every job up until the
Mhm.
end. He would tell you the street, the town, what he worked on. Him and my brother, they would talk for hours and hours and hours about that. And he was just so proud. And, work is life, life is work. It hurts with the work-life balance sometimes because I think it all bleeds together, maybe
Mhm.
a little too much, where sometimes it does become overwhelming, but it's just ingrained in us
It is.
and in Jessica and that whole Malachi Ranieri Latino.
It was kind of funny because I was saying I was always wondering where the connection was. I thought you guys were best friends. Now,
No,
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 you
no.
guys are
I love Jessica,
family.
but no, we're blood. Yeah.
Okay, so you're blood, so that's good though. But I mean, she does an amazing job. She has
Oh, so amazing. Those recitals, it's better than Broadway.
they
So
are,
I'm
and
so excited that Liana is there. She made the competition pre-team.
yep,
It's like her and four other little girls, like 4 or 5 year olds, and they're going to compete for a couple times
yep.
in spring. And I'm just so excited. And Liana loves it. I mean, I was not a dancer at all, but she loves it. She
Neither am I.
enjoys going and she practices. So, like you said, if that is their passion as parents, we owe it to them to fuel that and not
Uh,
like force them into things that they don't want to do.
I'm gonna try. I know I'm gonna try to make it to a couple of the competitions when springtime hits. It's just hard for me because I work on Saturdays, so for me to get to some of these competitions, but I will be there. You'll believe it, and I probably will see you at
Yeah,
competition.
yeah,
So I'll
I
be
look
like,
forward to
oh, so do I. I'd be like, hey, what's up? You know what I
it.
mean? And that's something again, like the connections that I have made, especially talking with you, even through Instagram and email and everything. You've been so helpful in a way that you don't understand. Like you're an inspiration for everybody, and
No.
even for the ladies. So keep that in mind for the ladies, especially the young ones who are following you. You are an inspiration to everybody. You know what I mean? And I know we got to get this going because I know you got a celebration tonight. You know what I mean? And before we definitely sign off, there's one thing I would ask: if there's a message to the young ladies and everybody, just in general, what would be the message to give them?
Um, you know, the young ladies now, we're dinosaurs at this point, right? I mean,
Yeah.
2006, God, I mean, you were talking about when I graduated college, it's almost 20 years ago.
Hmm.
Things are so different. The messaging that society gives is so different. Like I thought it was toxic then.
Hmm.
Now forget about it.
Yeah.
So I think it's just to don't buy into the hype. Don't buy into what society tells you what is right and wrong. Like just work on your strengths, your boundaries, your moral compass. Um, Not everything is as serious as it seems. Especially once you have your passion in life, just tune into that and that'll get you further than anything. Does
That's
that make
awesome.
sense? I think
No,
so.
it does actually because it's something I keep telling my daughter. Please, please keep working hard. Just don't be like your dad. Be somebody important. Be somebody.
No, don't put yourself
Yeah,
down.
no, no. I said I work too hard, and I feel like I take away from the family. I work every day. You know what I mean? I grind every day, but I always make time. You get older, remember everyone who loves you.
Yeah.
And I lost my dad at a young age at 21. That was hard, but I know he looks down on me every day and he sees what I'm doing, and I know I make that man and my parents, my family, all proud of what I do, just like your parents. You know what I mean? And that's something I cherish. Family, I cherish friendships, and I cherish everybody who's helped me along the way. And that's something I know you do too, because I can hear it in your voice. I see it. I see it in your social media. You cherish all those moments, and you cherish your children and your husband very much. And
Oh yeah. No, they're the best. We
and
really
that's
have a
why,
lot of fun. In the chaos, we have so much fun.
and that's what I love to see. You know what I mean? And before we do sign off, you know, please let everyone know where they could actually find you in social media
Oh,
and everything.
I mean, Lisa Marie Falbo. There's not too many of those out there, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, um, LinkedIn. I don't do TikTok because, the other social media platforms, like, they're a time suck. Um, so I really don't need one more. But,
Right.
you know, all the big main ones, elder millennial ones, I guess, right?
Yep.
My website, lisamariefalbo.com. And then obviously the show, Your New Jersey, airs weekends throughout the entire New York metro area on Me TV. Everyone gets Me TV.
Hmm.
So it airs Saturdays at 6 a.m., Sundays at 8 a.m. It also syndicates on a channel that I co-found and cooperate with my partner, Gerald D'Ambra, on New Jersey, ONNJ.com. And we are New Jersey's only 24/7 fast television channel. So that's live stream television. Nobody in the market goes to market as New Jersey. And we're 100% the Garden State, news, talk, sports, entertainment. And it's so important that we started this because, you know, I saw an article the other day that, like, New Jersey media is like Russia, like propaganda media. Like, it's all bought and paid for and just not it, and being
Hmm.
shadowed between New York and Philly. We obviously get overshadowed a lot, with
Yes, we
this.
do.
There's so many cool stories and people, and that's what I strive to do with the channel and my
Hmm.
show, just bring those successes to life. We go on location. This week is a repeat for Columbus Day. We go to the New Jersey Hall of Fame, one of my favorite Garden State
I saw that one.
places. Oh, it's just such a must visit. I have a blast there always. And anyway, so find me on all of those platforms and channels. And um, thank you for this. I so appreciate you taking the time to have me on. Again, I mean, you're very kind, you're very complimentary. I don't know, I deserve all of that, but like I said, as an entrepreneur, you never like buy into hype
Mm.
because again,
No.
you're just looking to the next and the next. Jeter, we talk about Jeter.
Yeah.
He would say, I would win the World Series and it would be nice in the moment. And then a couple days later, when are we getting the next one?
Right.
Like, it was all about the next season. What, like, the next. So,
Right.
um, you really can't bask in things for too long.
No, definitely. And I mean, that's great advice. And, for me to have you on the show is a true honor myself because, like I said, very successful. One of the least I know of the 3 or 4 top women in New Jersey that I know of
No, geez.
that's that's done so much great things. You know what I mean? Emmy nominated, wrote a book. Christina, Kara are 3 ladies that I know of that are amazing and amazing at what you guys do, and you guys have shown that, and that's something very powerful that people don't see enough of. You know what I mean? That's why I was so excited to meet you and get you on the show. You know what I mean? I was so happy that we were able to collaborate together. You know what I mean? And if
Yeah.
there's anything that I can do for you too, anytime, please reach out to me. I'd love to help any way I can. And that's something, I don't, I give up anything to help out anybody. I, I wear my heart on my sleeve. So
Yeah.
I show the dedication and the passion, and that's why, and you taking the time out today too is very generous of you too. So,
Yeah.
I'm again honored to have you guys. As you can see, dreams do come true. Lisa is a great example of it right here. Thank you again for coming. I wish nothing the best for you. I know you have a big event tonight. Um, you know, and you and your family, I wish you the best and everything. And, I'll definitely I'm looking forward to posting this up. It'll be coming out in November, guys. It's coming out soon. We're around the corner already, you know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to it, Lisa. And again, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you
Eh,
so much for having me, and we'll talk soon. We'll see each other at
Definitely.
the
Oh,
dance
without a doubt,
competition
yeah,
near
we'll
you,
see each
right?
other very soon. And it's like I always end my show, guys. There's nothing but love. Can't even say my all end callings. It's nothing but love, peace, and happiness. Good night, everybody. Thank you.